The story began with what fans described as an unexpectedly adorable moment from Nelly, one that quickly spiraled into a full-blown conversation across social platforms. During a lighthearted interview clip that circulated earlier this week, Nelly opened up about something people close to the couple allegedly joke about behind the scenes: Ashanti's fear of drinking medicine. According to him, every time she even sees a bottle of cough syrup or cold tablets, she allegedly panics, dodges, or outright escapes the room like a kid trying to avoid a dentist appointment. And the way Nelly told it had the internet laughing and analyzing. Reported insiders added context, saying Ashanti has always hated the taste of medicine, even when she really needs it. Fans chimed in with their own theories, claiming this explains why she often talks about natural remedies, teas, and homemade soups, but the highlight came when Nelly revealed what he does whenever she starts avoiding treatment. He calls her mother Tina Douglas. In his words, once Tina gets involved, my wife is going to drink all the medicine. The remark set the internet on fire, not because of the medicine, but because he casually said, "my wife." From there, the moment turned into a trending discussion, with fans rereading that line, replaying it, slowing it down, and even debating whether he said it intentionally or just slipped up. Some viewers insisted he meant exactly what he said. Others believed it was a playful phrase. Regardless, the clip ignited a wave of excitement among supporters who already adored the couple's dynamic. And yet, the medicine story didn't end there, because someone close to the family allegedly leaked even more behind-the-scenes details. According to this insider, Nelly has developed a whole routine for handling Ashanti's medicine fear. When he sees her running from a spoonful of anything, he supposedly gives her a look that says, "Don't make me call your mom," and she allegedly freezes every single time. Fans joke that Tina Douglas might be the only person on earth capable of getting Ashanti to take her treatment seriously. The comments were filled with people tagging their own mothers, saying they understood the fear instantly. But things shifted again when the conversation moved to baby KK Haynes. In the same leaked context, the insider also claimed Nelly talked about how surprisingly strong and energetic the baby has become. He reportedly said KK eats a lot and that he personally feeds the baby anything and everything in the house, laughing about how Ashanti will not find out. Fans weren't ready for that line. It created a new level of chaos, with viewers asking what exactly Nelly meant by anything. Some joked that KK was probably eating like a tiny athlete. Others teased Nelly in the comments, saying he was going to get caught red-handed when Ashanti eventually realized her baby was eating snacks she never approved. Rumors even surfaced claiming KK had already figured out how to open certain food containers, which only added to the jokes about him being stronger than he looks. Whether true or not, the idea added a fun, chaotic layer to the family dynamic fans already loved. Within hours, the storyline grew into an even bigger trend. Fan pages began editing old clips of the couple, moments when Nelly looked guilty holding snacks or when Ashanti joked about being strict with KK's meals, using them as evidence to support the insider's claims. It wasn't real evidence, of course, but the edits added fuel to the fire and made the narrative even more entertaining to the public. People started tweeting that Nelly was definitely the fun parent, while Ashanti was the health-conscious one. Meanwhile, rumors circulated that Ashanti herself had laughed at Nelly's comments privately. According to fans who claim to know someone close to the family, Ashanti wasn't mad about the leaked info. She allegedly found it cute and typical of Nelly to make fun of her in a loving, playful way. Some even speculated she would turn the whole thing into a TikTok trend, maybe even poking fun at her own fear of medicine. The idea alone made fans flood her comments with requests. But then a different kind of speculation emerged, one that shifted the tone. People questioned who exactly leaked the insider details and why they felt comfortable sharing private moments. Some fans believed it was someone close to Nelly's circle, while others suspected it might have come from someone who witnessed the couple joking backstage. The mystery created new tension as people debated whether the leak was harmless or a sign of someone overstepping boundaries. As the discussions grew more intense, entertainment blogs began picking up the story, publishing headlines like, "Nelly playfully exposes Ashanti's biggest weakness," and "Baby KK rumored to be eating everything in the house." But one outlet posted a headline that changed everything. Insider drops warning after private Nelly story leaks. That headline, vague and unsettling, had fans scrambling for context and wondering what the warning even meant. Because, according to that outlet, the insider didn't just leak fun stories. They allegedly hinted that this was only one small piece of what happens inside the family's private world, and there was more, much more. When the insider leak hit the timeline, everything exploded at once. Comment sections filled overnight, and the tone shifted from playful curiosity to full-blown debate. People were replaying the interview clip, zooming in on Nelly's expression, trying to figure out whether he was joking, confessing, or low-key calling out Ashanti's mom for being the only person who can get her to take her medicine. Meanwhile, the insider claim that he allegedly feeds baby KK anything he finds in the house created a whole new wave of chatter. What started as a light family moment was suddenly under a microscope, and fans were splitting into camps, some laughing, some worried, others convinced there's a deeper dynamic in their home life the public rarely sees. By the next morning, the story had mutated into 100 versions depending on which platform you were on. On X, people were posting memes of Nelly snitching on himself, while on TikTok, moms were stitching the clip and saying, "He sounds exactly like my husband." But then came the alleged insider clarification that Nelly only feeds KK little snacks when Ashanti isn't looking because she's the stricter parent and he's the fun dad. That little detail added gasoline to the fire, because suddenly the conversation wasn't just about medicine, it was about parenting styles, family dynamics, and how much of themselves this couple accidentally reveals without realizing it. Around noon, a rumored studio source chimed in, saying Nelly had been extra talkative lately, especially when it comes to fatherhood. They claimed he beams whenever he mentions KK and gets playful whenever Ashanti comes up. According to them, his comment about calling Tina Douglas wasn't shade, it was a family habit. And that tracks with what fans have noticed. He loves telling stories about Ashanti that make her seem both glamorous and adorably human. Still, people couldn't ignore how deeply involved their families are and how Tina's presence is practically a calling force in their home. Meanwhile, a completely different wave of reactions formed around Ashanti's alleged fear of medicine. Some viewers found it relatable, others found it cute, but a few interpreted it as symbolic, saying it reflects how she still carries childlike traits despite being a global superstar. And that only fueled the emotional intensity of the conversation, because the public adores seeing her more vulnerable side. Suddenly, the narrative wasn't just about a leak, it became a glimpse into her private world, the kind you normally only get from someone inside the household. Around the same time, KK's name started trending, fans reacting to the insider statement that he's stronger than he looks, eats constantly, and gets away with everything when it's just him and Nelly. People were joking like, KK out here living his best life with the fun parent, while others said the situation sounded like classic dad behavior. But the interesting shift came when people realized the insider didn't specify what anything in the house meant. That vagueness created a ripple of concern. Some wondered whether the leak exaggerated things. Others guessed Nelly is just overly affectionate and spoils his son. But the lack of clarity made the leak feel more dramatic than maybe it was meant to be. Then the narrative took another turn when fans began comparing this situation to previous public comments the couple made. There were rumors months ago that Ashanti is super protective, especially now that KK is getting bigger and more active. Fans started connecting dots, saying Nelly's carefree nature balances Ashanti's caution, and that this is why their relationship works. But that didn't stop people from wondering why these kinds of private stories keep coming out. Every time something leaks, it feels like someone close is talking more than they should. Not even an hour later, a reported entertainment blogger hinted that these leaks may be coming from someone who wants attention, not someone who actually knows the family well. They pointed out that the details always hover between believable and suspiciously vague. That claim blew up instantly, with people asking whether this entire narrative is being influenced by someone trying to stir tension between the couple. Screenshots circulated of fans saying these leaks are too specific to be random, while others fired back, they're too dramatic to be real. But the most intense moment came that evening when a reported industry insider alleged that Nelly didn't expect that particular part of his conversation to go public. They described him as being very open in private settings, especially when surrounded by people he trusts. That allegation sparked a new theory online that his playful confession and the leak combined created an emotional swirl he definitely didn't prepare for. Fans started speculating whether Ashanti found the whole thing funny, or if she pulled him aside afterward for a "babe, really?" type of conversation. At the same time, discussions about Tina Douglas began trending again. Fans adore her, and the idea of her being the medicine enforcer became its own meme. People posted captions like, "Tina Douglas walking into the room, take your meds now!" But under the jokes, some followers question whether this dynamic hints at deeper layers within the family, like the idea that Ashanti still heavily relies on her mother, even as a grown woman, new mom, and wife. The emotional undertone of that discussion shifted the narrative from funny to tender and then back to tense. Because with every new interpretation, people began wondering if the leak was exposing more than anyone intended. And that brings us to the cliffhanger growing across comment sections. If someone close to the family is sharing these stories, what else might they reveal next? And, more importantly, how will Nelly and Ashanti react if this situation escalates from playful gossip to something that tests trust behind closed doors?